I'll get to that, yeah.
But this is partially responsible to what you just said.
Okay, I didn't know. You mean,
Okay.
I have it here, but you mean the letter I sent in and you didn't respond to me? You're talking about the letter where I asked for the...
No. The letter, what you did is you sent in a letter, and you said you were submitting a complaint to the Board of Ethics regarding Commissioner Ippolito.
Are you speaking about recently? I sent you a letter recently?
I would say within the past couple of weeks.
Oh, I have it right here. Hold on a second.
Well, no,
let's clarify it. I have it right here. Mr. Supervisor, I wanted to provide to you and the Board of Ethics this complaint alleging a possible ethics code violation in regards to Commissioner Frederick Ippolito's employment with an entity known to do contracted business with the town. This is a clear violation of Town Code Section 30-4, Paragraph P. Town Code Section 30-16, Paragraph P, describes the procedure the town's Board of Ethics should now initiate. You may consider this a sworn document as my signature is notarized. I am also formally requesting the Board of Ethics approve and hold an ethics board meeting which would be open to the public and which would be held in the evening hours to accommodate as many residents' attendance as possible. Please refer to paragraph T of section 3016. I also request that the ethics board release Commissioner Ippolito's complete financial statements, which would be allowed as per section 30-16 paragraph E, as the Commissioner's reported income from an entity known to have many dealings with the town is certainly material to the alleged ethics violations. In fact, there are more than a few inferences that the town ethics boards is a failure. I believe the residents of the town deserve to ask and have questions answered by the board members to explain their behavior in regards to Commissioner Ippolito and other town officials and board members who it appears have also violated the town's code of ethics. As it has already been established by the Office of Town Clerk that the town of Oyster Bay has no official procedure for submitting a complaint to the town, I am submitting this complaint directly to your office and request you forward it to the Ethics Board and acknowledge your receipt of this complaint in writing. I would hope to hear from you with your endorsement of this evening Ethics Board meeting prior to the next town meeting. So thank you, Robert Ripp. And I sent that certified mail and I faxed it to you. And that was April 15th, and I guess this is the letter you're referring to. How about it? Can we have a public evening Ethics Board meeting?
I read the letter to you, but what happened so far is the complaint was transmitted, I should say, over to the chairman of the Board of Ethics, and they're examining the complaint. I don't know what the process is, that they'll submit a copy of the complaint to the person about whom, to Commissioner Ippolito in this case, will have an opportunity to respond to the complaint, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, that's great.
Can I just ask for clarification? Because maybe I'm confused. This is a request for a Board of Ethics hearing to look into allegations that haven't been proven yet? That's what's happening?
I think what he's alleging is a violation of the Code of Ethics on the part of Commissioner.
A violation of the Code
on the basis of...
Not a criminal violation.
But on the basis of the currently pending allegations.
Correct.
Yes.
The allegations.
That's correct.
That's the way it works. You make an allegation and complaint, and then the Ethics Board does an investigation.
But this is an allegation based on allegations.
Correct.
Okay.
This is an excuse me. Well, let's be clear about it. This is an allegation I'm making. Okay? I read the town code. Let me finish. I read the town code. Okay? And from what I read in the town code, Mr. Ippolito should not be working for a company that has contracted business with the town code. That's clearly a violation of the code.
Clearly, that's your opinion.
Yes, Mike. Okay. So thank you. But may I ask you, will you please put forward, do a resolution, vote on? I would like to have, and there are many other citizens that would like to be able to come here in the evening because a lot of people can't take off work, and we'd like to address the Ethics Board to see, there's so many questions in regard to the whole issue. I mean, from what I understand, and this is the reason that I'd like to have this public hearing, because we're just talking about conjecture now. What I've read, we need to speak to the people to find out exactly what was going on, because the inference, what I can see, and I'm not saying this is correct, this is just what my eyes see. Okay, it looks like Commissioner Ippolito was working for a company that had contracted business with the town for a number of years, and it looks like members of the Board of Ethics, obviously, including the town attorney, were well aware of it. So, I mean, if Commissioner Ippolito hadn't been accused of tax evasion, it would probably still be going on right now. Nobody would be any wiser. Okay, so we need a public town Board of Ethics meeting in the evening hour so that questions such as this can be addressed and the public, like myself, can be assured that there's no wrongdoing, that there's transparency in government, and that everything's okay. We don't have anything to worry about.
Okay, Robert, I'm not here to defend Commissioner Ippolito or anyone else, but I think you've gotten a little bit ahead of the facts. Right now we have your complaint made to the Board of Ethics. Let's let the Board of Ethics transmit it to Commissioner Ippolito. Let's give Commissioner Ippolito a chance to respond to the complaint, and let's take a look at what we have.
Listen, I agree with you, John, but I think what you don't understand is there's in this letter there are two instances. There are two different things that we're addressing here. One is my complaint on Commissioner Ippolito, and I agree with you, that's the way it should go.
Right.
But the second is calling for a public ethics board meeting. There's no reason that we need to wait for any investigation to be complete or any allegations to be substantiated to call that board meeting. Okay, it has nothing to do with my actual complaint. I don't have any intention of questioning the board about my complaint on Mr. Ippolito. I want to question the board on their everyday actions.
I know, before we go doing things like that, there's a reason why the Board of Ethics conducts business the way it does. It's the same in all towns. I think a lot of that is very, very standard. Why don't we wait to see, we don't even have issue joined yet before the Board of Ethics, and whether or not a public hearing is appropriate, and whether or not the Board of Ethics thinks it's necessary or deems it appropriate. Why don't we wait till we get to those issues?
I don't think that that's a good idea. Mr. Genova was sitting here. He's leaving now. I don't know if he wants to come back. Listen, he's the town attorney. Okay, getting ahead of myself again. But I know that he knows Commissioner Ippolito was working for that company. Listen, I want to ask the Board of Ethics.
Well, wait a minute.
Questions.
When you said Mr. Commissioner Ippolito was working for that company, you mean prior to coming here to the town of Oyster?
No, well, at the same time. He's Commissioner Ippolito, from what I understand, is...
You know what, then I misunderstood.
Commissioner
Now
Ippolito...
whoa, wait a minute.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I did misunderstand.
Oh, go ahead.
I thought you said, I thought you said Commissioner Ippolito worked for that company, then came to work for the town of Oyster Bay.
Oh, well, he did, but that's not what I said.
Oh, okay, now I do understand. Now, listen, that matter is not only the subject, of the Board of Ethics complaint, now that I understand what you're saying, but you absolutely must give them time to consider the complaint, to consider Commissioner Ippolito's response, let them do their own fact-finding, not, Robert, please.
You keep going in circles. I agree with that, John.
I'm not going in circles. I'm telling you I did misunderstand what you were saying. Now that I understand exactly what you meant before, all the more reason that we need to wait until the Board of Ethics joins the issues here. You can't go doing that. How could you do that in a public forum?
I'm not discussing. You're misunderstanding me. Listen, I understand the Ethics Board has a job to do, and they're going to investigate, or they're going to follow the procedures outlined in the town code for this ethics complaint on Commissioner Ippolito. But that does not preclude or prevent the Ethics Board from having a public meeting in the interim where the public can question them about how they work and how they're making the decisions that they're making and how things are happening.
Robert, listen, I'll assume you're well motivated. I'll make that assumption that you're well motivated and you're not doing this for any malicious or...
And money.
No, I'm assuming you're well motivated. But I don't know what chilling effect that would have on the work of the Board of Ethics. I don't know that the Board of Ethics has the wherewithal to get into the kind of detail. No, wait, let me finish. That you're talking about. They have to get the complaint, get the response to the complaint, sit down and evaluate the situation.
Okay.
The thought of just saying, oh, you know what, let's all go out and have a public hearing. There's the potential there for almost a carnival atmosphere. No, I don't know that we're at that stage yet. We're not at that stage.